conservative can put it but not be censored, not be questioned, and certainly not be grilled by a panel of his peers on CNN. Why is it that it's happening to me and other Trump conservatives and other conservatives in general?
If I see another Republican office holder backed by Google in the Chamber of Commerce lecture me that it's not really censorship because the government isn't doing it, just a monopoly that exists because of the government, I'm going to go bananas. I mean,
On this episode of Just Informed Talk, we are going to take a look at the latest new Q posts, and we are going to talk about the hearings on Capitol Hill today with all of the top big tech CEOs who have just been given the easiest softball questions and have shown that free expression is more important than freedom of speech, and that they're willing to shut down your right to speak in order to promote whatever psychotic lunacy that they think is appropriate. So you guys are going to want to stick around and check out that and a whole lot more. Hi, and welcome to another episode of Just Informed Talk. I'm your host, Craig. You guys know the drill. Thanks for coming here. If you guys haven't hit that subscribe button, it's easy. It helps out, and while you still can, you might as well come do it. Click that subscribe button and hit that bell for notifications so you get notified. Plus, don't forget to leave your thoughts, theories, and insights below, and stick around in the end when we talk about God's grace and how it is truly greater. Today we're going to talk about Paul's ministry, and it's an important message, I think, for us all to understand that, you know, what we're up against and what we're going to go through, but what that means ultimately. It's a powerful message. I really encourage you all to stick around for it at the end. Today we do have a few new Q posts, and we're going to get into them. We left off at 46:13, and we pick up at 46:14. Before we get into those latest Q posts, though, quick reminder, this video is brought to you in part by Brave Browser. If you guys haven't downloaded this yet, go check it out. Built-in firewall, VPN, it's free. You use the link in the description to let them know I sent you, and they'll make a contribution to this channel. So it's a win-win. You get a great product, and you'll be able to have an internet browser that blocks the ads and has a bunch of built-in features that are really going to benefit you. And as we talk about big tech today, you know, Brave Browser is just one way of getting a little bit of separation from big tech, even though it's practically impossible given the way our society has given them such incredible powers over our entire, political discourse, the way our culture is going, and everything else. So if you want to get a good product and help support this channel, it's free. Use it. It's an internet browser just like Chrome, Firefox, and all the rest. It's better though. And you can get it on your laptop, desktop, or your smartphone. So check that out today. Use the link in the description below. Now, getting into the latest Q posts, they're pretty simple. The first one here, obviously, Q tells us to watch the first 10 minutes of last night's Tucker Carlson, which was removed by YouTube, of course. You know, because what's really disturbing to me now, and I want to talk about this briefly, is the blatant censorship that Q warned us was coming, but I mean, I'll tell you what, I don't know if you guys are out there feeling like I am, but it is demoralizing. It is like getting beat down every day. You know, you don't have a chance to respond. People can call you a white supremacist and a racist, and they can call you evil, and then you literally get silenced off of the big tech platforms, like whether it's YouTube or Twitter or whatever. I mean, right now, my account is still suspended on Twitter after I shared a video that went viral that was retweeted by the President of the United States. So they suspend my account, and in their insidious, nefarious criminal activity that they've decided to go with, they force you to delete the tweet so that they can't be accused of editorializing. They suspend your account, they freeze your ability to tweet, and then they force you to delete it so that they can't be accused of editorializing their platform. I mean, think of the insidious nature of that. Think of the criminal way that we are having our civil rights violated. And today, you know, I've been watching these hearings on Capitol Hill. They're actually still ongoing, and I'll show you hopefully some highlights here at the end. But I just got to say that it's not just disheartening. It's not just demoralizing. It's a violation of the law. They should be under arrest. President Trump should put these people in handcuffs to show this country that we're not going to be ruled by an unaccountable group of tech elites who think that they can use these massive platforms that they lied to us when they established in saying that they were going to allow free speech, and then change their mind, you know, halfway through or to where we are now, where they just go, no, not freedom of speech. It's freedom of expression, because you don't have First Amendment protections in the United States. You're a second-class citizen. Unless, you know, you believe in free expression, which means you have to say nice things so that other people's emotions and feelings don't get hurt, so they don't feel like they can't come and speak on the platform. Well, you know what? Imagine if the founding fathers of our nation had decided not to write the Declaration of Independence because they didn't want to hurt King George's feelings. Imagine if the soldiers who stormed the beach at Normandy said, I don't want to hurt Hitler's feelings. Imagine if, Abraham Lincoln had decided not to give the Emancipation Proclamation because he didn't want to hurt the feelings of the Confederate soldiers. And just keep going down the line. These people are tyrants. These people despise you. They loathe you. You are a sheep to them, as Q has told us. You are just nothing but a pawn. You are just an insignificant speck on their shoe. And they wipe you off and walk away just as soon as they would sell you out to the highest bidder and literally strip you of all of your human rights and your dignity because they are evil, because they don't believe in freedom. They believe in, I'm a billionaire, I'm better than you, I know better than you, I'm going to tell you how to run your life, I'm going to censor your speech, I'm going to affect the election, I'm going to become the arbiter of truth, but I'm going to lie to your face and tell you I'm not, I'm going to secretly and subliminally meddle in the U.S. election system so that I can affect an outcome because I'm backed by the same criminals that have been in our government for decades, who sold us out, who committed crimes against humanity beyond anything we could ever imagine, that we can't even talk about or expose because of the national security threat, which would be imposed by our enemies abroad, who would take it as a chance to seize on our weakness and attack us even further. So we're trapped. We're slaves. We don't have freedom. That ship sailed a long time ago, ladies and gentlemen. If you think you're free, you're 100% incorrect. There is no freedom of speech in this country. The big tech elite tyrants have decided you don't have that, and President Trump's not doing anything. Yeah, okay, sign an executive order. How about putting these people in handcuffs? How about showing that we are not going to have our civil rights violated, our individual liberties taken away by unaccountable tyrants that run these massive monopolies that pretend they're not monopolists and pretend they're not tyrants because they live in a psychotic fantasy world where they believe they're the arbiters of truth and that their truth is the only truth that exists, but then they use doublespeak and tell you that what you want to hear so they can just keep lying, and then they have a group of attorneys that's the size of, a brigade or something. They have brigades of attorneys that will litigate endlessly to protect their tyrant status over you. You are nothing but a serf to them. You're nothing but a peasant. We're nothing. I mean, I say you, it's me, it's us, it's all of us. We're nothing to them. We are just a speck on their shoe, a inconvenient noise in the background. And the more we let them get away with, the more we're not in the streets, the more we're not organizing, the more we're letting them fund their terrorist thugs to destroy our cities, burn our cities down. I mean, you think back to every war this country has ever fought. We're fighting a war in digital space. We're in the digital information age. These people are the equivalent of the top tyrants that we would have stood in direct opposition to for our entire history as a nation, right? And now it's just commonplace. It's like, oh, well, what are you going to do? Big tech. No, we need to organize. We need to show them that you know what? They're going to come after us no matter what. They're going to keep silencing us no matter what. They're going to keep attacking us no matter what. They're going to keep backing violent domestic terrorists to destroy our nation no matter what. They're going to keep helping the Chinese Communist Party develop weapon systems to kill us all. And then we just don't get to do anything. We can't talk about it. We can't say anything to them. Can't use their platforms, even though their platforms are now like ubiquitous as being the only place to share information with an audience that's big enough to really matter. Because, as I said before, they lied to us and told us that they were going to give us free speech when they've just given us free expression, which means they can shut you down and shut you up to make sure that the idiots, these morons who want to destroy this country, have a safe space to talk on. You tell me what to do. I don't know. I'm just saying that it seems like nothing's happening, and it seems like the feckless, spineless cowards in Congress aren't doing anything either. They just go and they ask their questions to look tough in front of the cameras, and then they go and take thousands of dollars in donations from these same guys. So it really fascinates me how we've come to this point in our society where we're just a bunch of cowards who don't do anything, who allow ourselves to be harassed by, soy boys who go out and use little batons to hit walls and to light fires because they're cowards and they don't even know how to fight correctly. I mean, it really is the most disturbing thing. So, that tangent aside, yeah, it's a tangent, I know. BitChute.com. I have the backup for Tucker Carlson last night. If you want to go watch the first 10 minutes, you're more than welcome to. I'll leave a link to it in the description below, because at least BitChute, you can still put a video up without having it just be pulled down the second that you put it up there. Yeah, Q says information warfare. Nothing can stop what is coming. Nothing. Where we go on, we go all Q. I pray that nothing can stop what is coming. But what is coming, right? What is coming? Is anybody going to face accountability for these crimes, or are we just going to go into the election saying, la-di-da, no, I guess we'll just wait till the next 4 years to see what happens? Because it's not, you guys go, oh, well, you're losing faith in Q. It's not losing faith in Q. Society is crumbling around us, people. Wake up. Wake up. Smell the coffee. It's happening. They're literally pushing to destroy this nation, and nobody seems to care. And the people who do care just get silenced and deplatformed and thrown into the memory hole. And then nothing happens there because nobody's standing up for us. Just a bunch of, paper tigers in Congress who want to act really tough when they get in front of the questions and then go back to their cushy life where they have $175,000 salary and life insurance for the rest of their life and never have to worry about a damn thing. And it's just, to me, I'm losing faith in the system that we have here. I'm losing faith in whatever this whole plan has been from the get-go. Why not do something? Why not stop letting these people terrorize us? Why not stop letting them try to destroy our nation? Why not make big tech companies give us the free speech that is enshrined in the founding document of this nation? It's not just a debate. I'm not debating these people. I'm saying legally and lawfully, I am entitled to free speech. Your private company, which has become a monopoly, which has been afforded certain protections and immunity through congressional action, has violated their agreement with Congress. And now you are criminally in violation of your agreement, and you are continuing to discriminate against myself and others, all of us here, by silencing us, by deplatforming us, by throwing us in the memory hole, by making us second-class citizens and taking away our First Amendment right. So what's going to be done? Who's going to do something? That's my point. Who's doing anything? Nobody's doing anything. And I say that as, they go, oh, well, you just talk into a microphone. Well, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? I'm not a congressman. I'm not the president. I'm not a general in the military. I don't run Silicon Valley. I'm just one person with a voice who's trying to get the word out to say, we should probably be organizing to fight these people because they are coming for us, each and every one of us. And so hopefully something will happen at some point, but it's just becoming so flagrantly criminal, so blatantly discriminatory and nobody seems to care. They walk around and, wear your mask, be a good little slave. Even if your mask is covered in germs and bacteria and you're rebreathing your own carbon monoxide and you're slowly killing yourself, keep doing that. Put your mask on and shut up. Go to your home and lock yourself in a dark room and don't say anything. And if you try to get on the computer to talk about, how upset you are, we're going to silence you there too. And then if you go out in the streets, if you're a Democrat, you can go out in the streets and do whatever you want, and there's no consequences, right? You can organize to, go attack federal courthouses, burn down police precincts, spray graffiti all over every building in town, tear down every statue. Nothing happens to you. You're protected because that's peaceful protesting. But when conservatives want to have 12 doctors stand in front of Congress and say, hey, we should probably be considering the fact that there is a very effective treatment for COVID-19, that they get thrown in the memory hole and they get silenced and they get attacked, and they're saying it's dangerous for our democracy. Well, you know what's dangerous for our democracy is these disgusting, spineless, coward criminals who have taken over politics and government. They've taken over big tech. They've taken over the media. The fake news just lies. I mean, the fake news is so far gone even Fox News is just a shell of what it was at one point, which it wasn't even really anything anyway, because it's just protecting these rhinos. Paul Ryan runs the thing. He was Obama's little buddy. So, I mean, nothing's happening. This is an information warfare. I don't see the war. All I see is us getting our you-know-what's handed to us every single day, day in and day out, and they're literally putting us in a position so that we can just be enslaved, and nobody's doing anything. So you guys go, oh yeah, well, calm down, you're getting off on a rant. Yeah, I'm ranting. I'm ranting because this has had massive effects on my life. Do you know that since I started doing this 3.5 years ago, I've been harassed, I've been discriminated against, I've been threatened, I've been literally physically threatened with physical harm in public just for being out and having an opinion? And how many of you have experienced the same thing? And how has it changed from 3 years ago to today? Well, from as far as I can see, it's only gotten worse, and it's only been in one direction, and that's to squash us out like bugs. Like we're subhuman, like we're second class, not even second class, we're like fifth class citizens. I mean, the reason I say all this is because if nobody's going to do anything, then why do we care? Why aren't we out in the streets just, showing up in force against these domestic terrorists who are destroying our country? Why aren't we, marching on Capitol Hill and demanding that these criminal liars stop forcing us to kill ourselves slowly with these face masks and to put ourselves in jeopardy every day by locking ourselves in our houses, which has effects beyond anything that anyone has even started to realize yet. The mental health aspect, the physical health aspect, it is terrifying what's happening and how nobody cares. And the small minority that do care are attacked and targeted every day with the most vicious, lying, and it's not just, it's a political machine, it's a media machine, it's a big tech machine, and it's all against us. The whole deck's been stacked against us, ladies and gentlemen, and nothing's happening. And you know what? I don't know what's coming. I keep hearing stuff's happening. I keep hearing things are going to come. Nothing's happening, though. The only thing that's happening is we are losing, every day we're losing the battle for freedom in this country bit by bit. It's the death by 1,000 cuts. It's a war of attrition. They are just knocking us down. They're beating us down every day. You can't even go outside and wear a MAGA hat because you're going to be attacked. You will be. If you go to pretty much any major city in this country with a MAGA hat on and you walk downtown for, let's say, 20, 30, 40 minutes, you will be attacked, you will be harassed, and you will have people come after you. Is that a country that reminds you of freedom? No, that's a country that reminds you of psychotic communist China. And like I said, perpetual nightmare. That's all this is. It's a perpetual nightmare. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I had to rant on this because I hope that something changes. I hope that somebody does something. I'm doing my best to help get the word out. I'm doing my best to help. We're here organizing. We're doing research. We're helping out what we can. But a lot of us, we just want to work hard. We just want to have the freedom and be able to help support this country and support our president and do the things that we need to do to live a free and happy life. But we're attacked every day. We're discriminated against every day. We're abused, physically threatened every day. We're physically harmed every day by the effects of this, let's say, bioweapon, possibly from China, that they release on us, and then half the Democrats or half the Congress is telling us that it's President Trump's fault. So we already have seen the internal documents at Google and the videos where they're like, we're going to censor conservatives. We hate President Trump. All the Trump supporters are racists. All of them are white supremacists. Oh, man. We're going to censor all those MAGA people. Then you have fake hoaxes like Jussie Smollett out there. My question is this, right? When is anything going to happen? When is anybody going to do anything? Or are we just going to continue to be, trounced upon by these tyrants and these fascists and these psychotic racist mobs that are roaming our streets? I don't know. You tell me. A few other stories I want to talk about now that I got that out. It says the only question the Democrats wanted an answer from A.J. Barr in yesterday's testimony was saved until the very end, and this talks about how they asked this very particular question. Remember, this is all they care about. They say, under oath, do you commit to not releasing any report by Mr. Durham before the November election? That's all they care about. It's all about the election. They don't care. Why? Because the first thing that came out of John Durham from the U.S. Attorney's Office that he represents on July 7th of 2020 was a charge against a resident who was possessing and trading child porn or images depicting sexual abuse of children. But, I guess we got to silence the work of John Durham. This isn't America. This is just the nightmare that we live in. California, again, breaking the record for most coronavirus deaths in one day, 197. Now, I'd ask the question, how many of those deaths were directly from coronavirus, as in there were no comorbidities and there was no other underlying conditions, and how many of those were just a part of a spectrum of diagnosis for the people who died? May they rest in peace. It's, back in 2017, the CDC put out a report saying that basically about 7,700 people died every day in 2017. So you can take that number and say roughly about 7,700 people die every day in the United States. And it may be higher now with a lot of the ways that they're manipulating the numbers and how we've come to this point. But think about that. Think about that. I mean, we're really taking a disease and we're not doing the proper research. We're not going into what the efficacy is of, all aspects of it, being able to hear from doctors who want to give their opinion. You can't do that. You have people when did, Sundar Pichai, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, and Tim Cook, when did they get their doctorates? When did they become medical doctors? When did it become okay for them to dispense medical advice and or to refute medical advice and to from real doctors, and for us to have actual doctors, be silenced? I mean, when did society go insane to the point where you trust big tech idiots, tyrants, let's say, to tell you what to think and what to do? When? I don't know, because I didn't sign up for that, but apparently our whole country has hook, line, and sinker gone for that one. Again here, biased anti-Flynn rogue judge exceeding authority by refusing to dismiss wrongful charges. Our whole judicial system is really under indictment when it comes to their inability to provide fair justice, equal justice. And our Congress is full of people who I believe probably are compromised in some form or fashion, one way or the other, or they're just beholden to the racist, violent mobs that threaten them every day. I mean, it just doesn't feel free. It doesn't feel like America. I feel like our country is going in a direction that's going to end in such a negative place. As President Trump tweets, he says, if Congress doesn't bring fairness to big tech, which they should have done years ago, I'll do it myself with executive orders in Washington. It's been all talk and no action for years, and the people of our country are sick and tired of it. And look, I agree with President Trump here, and I don't want to be disparaging of him because I think he's correct in this statement. But I would like to say, why didn't you just put out the executive orders last year or the year before? Why, maybe it's strategic, maybe it's the 40 chess, maybe you don't want to give them too much time to figure out how to get around them. But how do we live in a society where they censor the president of the United States on these platforms and nothing happens? Nobody says anything, nobody does anything. A bunch of paper tigers do their kabuki over in Capitol Hill, but nothing actually happens. We're not out boycotting these companies. We're not out marching on the headquarters at Google or the headquarters at Apple or the headquarters at Facebook. I mean, as far as I can tell, only the violent, racist, socialist, communist thug mobs are the ones getting anything done, and all they're really doing is having tantrums and destroying things. I mean, let's just say it has become a very difficult time in this country as President Trump also goes up against drug companies and, says, look, they're spending millions of dollars against him because they want Obama and Biden. Everybody wants Obama and Biden back. You know why? Because they sold our country out to the highest bidder. All these criminals that we've been exposing would love it if they come back. And that's just the sad truth. I mean, I might have to take a break from this channel. I don't know how much more I can do this because I love you guys. I'm so thankful. I love every one of you. I'm just tired. I'm tired of being told something's coming that doesn't happen, years and years of waiting. And, you know, we get some arrests, we get some documents coming out, they declassified it, they showed, you know, the most disheartening thing I think that you could imagine is now that we have all these documents declassified that show President Trump was literally involved in a coup that was set against him, and nobody cares. The media won't report it, the big tech companies censor it. You know, what am I supposed to do? I mean, besides starting my own tech company and trying to, and taking decades to get to where I would need to be able to actually get this word out and have a big enough audience for it to matter, what else can you do? Well, I'll tell you what you can do. You put your faith in God, and that's where I'm at. I just put it all to God. They hate us. It's like Nero with the Christians. Did you know what Nero did to the Christians? He did awful things to Christians simply because he found it convenient to blame them for the inequities of society at large and for his shortcomings. And over years, we've been targeted in such a way by every authoritarian tyrant in some form or fashion because Christians do good. Christians don't believe in lying and being evil and deceptive practices. We believe in kindness and courage and wisdom through Christ and our Lord and Savior above. So I don't know. Maybe I'm not helping. You guys tell me down in the comments. Maybe I'm just screaming into a void and nothing's happening and it doesn't matter. I hope not. I know at least that if I take any solace from what I do, it's that I share God's word with you guys and that his word is glorified and that a lot of you have come back to your faith just by watching my channel, and that makes me so happy and so thankful. And I almost have to stop myself and say, that's why you do this. Stop being so negative. Stop being down on yourself, because I just feel like you know, it's like smashing your head into a brick wall over and over again because nobody's listening and nothing's changing. But God will change us all, I believe, and I hope that this episode didn't turn you guys off too much. I'm just a man. I'm just a human. I'm a sinner. I'm imperfect. I have flaws. I've been through life just like all of you have, and I've made mistakes, and I've come to find that the only answer is Christ. So, you know, hopefully he'll deliver us through, well, I know he'll deliver us through this. I just hope that we have it done in a way that saves our country. Because I'm starting to worry about our country as a whole as we get closer to this election, and I see how malevolent and evil the people who want to take back power are. And can you imagine the stress of, for you guys out there, a lot of you guys aren't, very active in this, but could you imagine what they're going to do to me and people like me and others who have, been advocates, vocal advocates for this if they retake power, which means you have to say eventually they will. Right, if we keep this two-party system. So I don't know. Pray for all of us. That's all we can do. Now, I guess we'll wrap it up here. A few more things, though. You can find me over here on Twitter, even though I can't tweet. The account's completely locked down at JustinFormedYou. But the backup account I have at informed_news is going to be my temporary account. And I'm waiting for the appeal to come back from Twitter, where I appealed their removal of my video, and I haven't heard back from them yet, so they won't unlock my account. And, I'm thinking about just deleting the video so I can get the account back, but then I'm like, I don't know. So for now, if you guys want to find me on Twitter, I'm at informed_news. Plus, I'm on Parler at JustinFormed Talk, and JustinFormedNews.com is the official website for JustinFormed Talk. The backup channel, JustinFormed Talk, is over here on BitChute.com, and you can support the channel over here, Patreon.com/JustinFormedTalk is the way you can do it. Crowdfunding website. You know, like I've said, they try to put this channel out of business. They've done everything they can to basically demoralize me and demonetize me and put this all out of business. But you guys supporting it keeps it going, and I'm thankful for that. GoFundMe set up if you want to make a one-time or anonymous donation. Links to everything will be in the description below. Now, before we go, we do a segment called God's Grace is Greater, and I was reading this today, and it just reminded me of what we're all going through together, so maybe these words will give us inspiration to fight against the evil that exists in this world, and it's talking about the character of Paul's ministry out of 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 3 through 10. So, I just want to share these words with you, and it says, "We give no opportunity for stumbling to anyone, so that the ministry will not be blamed. But in everything as God's ministers, we commend ourselves by great endurance, by afflictions, by hardship, by pressures, by beatings, by imprisonments, by riots, by labors, by sleepless nights, by times of hunger, by purity, by knowledge, by patience, by kindness, by the Holy Spirit, by sincere love, by the message of truth, by the power of God, through weapons of righteousness on the right hand and the left, through glory and dishonor, through slander and good rapport, as deceivers yet true, as unknown yet recognized, as dying and look we live, as being chastened yet not killed, as grieving yet always rejoicing, as poor yet enriching many, as having nothing yet possessing everything. We have spoken openly to you, Corinthians. Our heart has been open wide. You are not limited by us, but you are limited by your own affections. Now, in like response, I speak as to children. You also should be open to us." So I may have added a couple extra verses there, but that's what this is, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I feel like every day. I think that's what we all feel like every day. Through all of this, you know, we try to commend ourselves to God in all of these ways that we are attacked and we are put down. We just have to strengthen ourselves with God and put it all to Him. And that's what I'm doing. I don't know what else to do. I'm frustrated just like all of you. I don't have all the answers. I'm trying my best. I know God's got the answers. I know Jesus is the answer. I know the Holy Spirit can help us do anything. And I hope that helps you guys, because it's true. We will overcome all this, even though at times it feels like we are just fighting an uphill battle. God's got a plan. I needed to hear that, I guess, just as much as you guys probably do. So hopefully we'll figure it out together. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. That's where I'm going to go ahead and leave it. Remember, if you guys like it, hit the subscribe button. If you guys want to see more, hit the like button. That's going to be it, though. Thanks for watching Just Informed Talk. My name's Craig. Godspeed, and God bless each and every one of you, Patriots.